Hi, CASEA and CASEA friends. Wherever you are, welcome to the Profit from Mistakes Webinar Series, powered by CASEA Dialogue. I'm Vincent Chia, your CASEA host. This webinar, the Profit from Mistakes Webinar Series, is all about learning from our CASEA loggers who are seasoned entrepreneur, business owner, business expert. We want to learn more about their business.
Hi CASEA and CASEA friends, wherever you are. I'm Rudy Fang, also your CASEA host. The Profit from Mistakes Webinar Series is a franchise show powered by CASEA Dialogue of CASEA BC. Today is our fourth webinar and we are very happy to have our CASEA logger here with us again, Ms. Prisca Lim. Ms. Prisca Lim is a Singaporean and an entrepreneur. Graduated from the University of Portsmouth, England and Thames Business School, Singapore, Prisca spent her 2 decades of career in corporate world. She left the corporate world and then ran her own business. Prisca is also a proud mother of 3 grown-up children and grandmother of 2 grandchildren.
Hi Prisca, welcome to the Profit from Mistakes Webinar Series. Thank you for all the sharing in the previous Profit from Mistakes episode. Ms. Prisca Lim has prepared an interesting presentation entitled, Can Negative Ions Fiber Improve Health? CASEA and CASEA friends, Prisca will run her presentation slide for the next 30 to 40 minutes. Please feel free to type your question in the Zoom chat box. At the end of the presentation, Prisca will answer your question. Thank you for your participation. Prisca, over to you.
Thanks, Rudy and Vincent, for the opportunity to share with CASEA again. Let me now start with my presentation. Today, I'm going to share with you, can negative ions fiber improve health? There are 4 requirements of optimal health. What are the ways to be healthy? First of all, exercise and sleep is important. A balanced diet, positive thinking, as well as a clean environment. Why is exercise important? It is important to ensure that our body is strong and healthy enough to meet the challenges every day. We need to exercise at least 3 times a week and have enough rest and sleep. If not, we will become overweight and have diabetes or heart issues, as well as depression and anxiety. Why is sleep important? Sleep is just as important as diet and exercise because it plays a vital role in good health and well-being in our life. In modern society today, most people do not sleep early because of their work, study, or they have fun and neglect to sleep. However, most people do not know that lack of rest on a regular basis, especially on a short-term and long-term consequences, can have side effects. So when you sleep, our heart rate slows down, cells repair themselves, body releases hormones and brain recharge, as well as our body repair, regenerate, and recover. What happens when we have insufficient sleep? Our immune system will be weakened. Some may experience anxiety and depression, lack of concentration and mood swings. Others may have weight gain or skin damage. In traditional Chinese medicine or TCM, there is an organ clock that represents the time of the day when each organ is functioning optimally and has the most energy. For example, from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., the gallbladder stores and excretes bile, is in charge of our self-esteem and decision-making. If you are not sleeping by this time, it can lead to poor self-esteem, poor judgment, or difficulty in digesting our fats. And from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., our liver's role is to store blood for menstruation. And if you're not sleeping at this time, you can quickly become deficient, especially if you're a female, because of the importance of blood for menstruation and even for those going through menopause. The liver is also emotionally and physically connected to anger. So symptoms of liver imbalances include irregular menstruation, anemia, chronic fatigue, and headache. And from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., our lungs are responsible for moving the qi or the energy to our body, and also as well as to protect our immune system. It is emotionally associated with grief. You may find that when you wake up during this time, you are struggling with grief or sorrow. Imbalances may also show up as wheezing, coughing, asthma, or getting sick easily. And finally, from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., our large intestine is taking charge of our bowel movement. The large intestine is about letting go physically and emotionally. Symptoms of malfunction include constipation, dry stools, skin rash, and feeling emotionally stuck. Now, I would like to share with you some tips before bedtime. Most of it is common sense, but we sometimes forget. Avoid screen before bedtime, and this includes our computer, laptops, mobile phones, and TV. Reduce white and blue light in the evening. 2 hours before bedtime, turn off down lights and white lights in the house. These lights inhibit your body's production of the sleep hormone called melatonin. We can also reduce our daily caffeine after lunchtime, or use essential oil, for example, lavender, which is very good to help you to relax. And finally, create an ideal environment. Ensure that you sleep in a dark room, slightly cooler, because your bodies begin to produce melatonin when our core temperature drops. What is a good diet? Good nutrition is an important part of leading a healthy life. We need to have fruits and vegetables, meals and poultry products, whole grains and cereals, and dairy products. Are we able to eat 5 fruits and 7 vegetables every day? We should also avoid highly processed foods that is high in fats, sugar, and salt, as well as fast food. How does the environment impact us? We are faced with pollution from the air, water, radioactive, as well as noise, and exposure to pollutants can affect on our reproductive, respiratory, nervous system, and immune system. Do you know that Singapore's air pollution is worse than what you think? Many of us are suffering from asthma and lung disease. According to statistics, we are one of the top lung cancer for men and second highest for women. Why do we need to stay positive during this pandemic? We are facing environmental pollution including radiation from our mobile, laptops, and computers. Negative thoughts will lead us to depression and anxiety. Positive thinking. Focus on what you want regardless of the current situation. We are capable to control our own mindset. Engage in productive activity and develop interpersonal social skills. Reconnect with your family members, friends, and your business partners. Do you know what is your body's first defense from preventing virus to enter your body? It is definitely not your heart or liver. Our skin is the first line of defense. Our skin is the largest organ in the human body, and since it is porous, it can help us absorb negative ions. If there are enough negative ions on the body surface and in the environment, these glands can function well and provide sufficient protection. Before we talk more about skin, let us now discuss about what are negative ions. Do you know what are negative ions? Negative ions are vitamins in the air that have been charged with electricity. They are odorless, tasteless, and invisible molecules that we inhale in abundance in certain environment, for example, the waterfall area, in the beaches, forests, and countryside. They are created in nature by the effects of water, air, sunlight, and the Earth's radiation, and are found in natural places and particularly around moving water or after a thunderstorm. Do you feel very refreshed near the waterfall? This is because negative ions are found in abundance in these areas, and it can help you to elevate your depression, relieve your stress, and boost your energy. I'd like to share with you now that research has shown that negative ions can strengthen our body's immune system. There are research showing that with lack of negative ions, you can experience headache or uneasiness or even unbalance of our immune system is a concern in modern healthcare. Article from Elandra Medical shows that negative ions can enhance your body's natural self-defense mechanism, and most diseases are related to the imbalance of your immune system. Studies have also shown that negative ions can boost your serotonin levels, which is the happy hormones, improving your mood, alertness, anxiety, and depression. There is also another research from Guardian Liberty on 7th of March 2020 saying that negative ions protect the body's immune system against coronavirus. Negative ions can boost a person's ability to ward off pathogens, which is infectious disease or germs, and even scientists worldwide support the use of negative ions and have tested and proven that they can identify a wide range of benefits, effects on the human's body, health, and well-being. Negative ions can also boost a person's immunity to viruses by alkalizing our body. Consumption of negative ions can strengthen the immune system. And when a person falls ill, negative ions can also accelerate the production of antibodies by lymphocytes, increasing the number of antibodies in our body and helping the immune system to identify and neutralize the bacteria and viruses. These sources of information has been taken from Bradley University, Psychology Today, US National Library of Medicine, just to name a few. Why do we need negative ions? We are faced with pollution every day, for example, fumes from our vehicles, electromagnetic waves, radiation from a broad usage of electronic products. Every day, we are surrounded by radiation from our electrical and personal appliances, for example, microwave, TV, refrigerators, laptops and computers, mobile phones, smoking, as well as UV light. When there is too much radiation in the air, we may experience physical discomfort and chronic diseases such as anxiety, insomnia, headaches, respiratory issues, fatigue, skin issues, and so on, which today we call this as civilization diseases. I would like to share with you the 4 benefits of negative ions. Negative ions can help to purify our blood by increasing red blood cells, ability to carry more oxygen, and promotes blood circulation. Helps to rejuvenate the cells. When our body becomes too acidic, it will lead to excess free radicals that will oxidize the cell membrane and causes it to thicken. When it thickens, the channel for water, glucose, protein, and oxygen to enter the cells may become smaller and slows down the metabolism of the cell. Negative ions help to break down toxins in the cells and regenerate our cells. And our human body is made up of trillions and trillions of cells functioning with different purposes. Negative ions can improve our immune system by strengthening our immunity cells, making them more energetic, healthy, and therefore enhance their ability to destroy the bacteria or virus. With a strong immune system, we will be less prone to falling sick. It also helps to improve allergic conditions such as eczema, asthma, lupus, and so on. And finally, according to National Institute of Health, our immune autonomic nervous system is part of the nervous system that controls our heartbeat, as well as widening and narrowing of our blood vessels. Stress and irregular modern lifestyle, such as sleeping late or skipping meals, may cause the autonomic nerves to not function properly by disrupting the rhythms of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves. With added exposure to negative ions, the balance and rhythm in the autonomic nervous system can be restored. How much of negative ions do we need? In a tropical forest and waterfall area, there are 10,000 to 50,000 ions to enhance immune system. Long time in the aircon room, there are only 0 to 25 ions and this can trigger headache, sleep disorder, and fatigue. In the Asian Medical Report, it shows that we need 100,000 to 500,000 ions for natural healing power. I always hear from friends and family members complain along these lines. Working too long on the computer or laptop and suffer from aches and pains, headache, or stiff neck. Want to be healthy but busy with work and no time to exercise. Some will tell me they have problems falling asleep and waking up not fully recharged. Others will say they are tired of taking supplements every day or they forgot to take the supplements. How does the body absorb negative ions effectively? Many companies launch various products, one after another, claiming to be able to release negative ions. For example, air purifier, hair dryer, aircon, refrigerators, paints, just to name a few. Although these products have their benefits, they can only produce limited negative ions, which are shared by everyone in the house. According to German researcher Dr. Reinhold, we can only breathe in 15% of negative ions, and 85% is in contact with our skin, which is our largest organ. Remember what we discussed earlier about skin? Skin is our first defense from preventing virus or bacteria to enter our body. What if I tell you by simply changing our clothing can help to improve your immune system? It is difficult to believe. When I was first introduced to health clothing for my insomnia, I was very skeptical and wondered, how can this health clothing help me? This was because I didn't fully understand the benefits of negative ions. I would like to share with you our material of fabric called NEORON. NEORON is a high-technology fiber manufactured in Japan. It has been around for more than 48 years and provides head-to-toe care for you and your family. There are 4 features of our material called NEORON. First of all, it has excellent heat insulation. Our fiber has low heat conductivity. It has excellent heat insulation capabilities to prevent loss of body heat by keeping our body temperature consistent. It has superior moisture permeability. NEORON fiber does not absorb water and dries quickly even when soaked in sweat, thus keeping our body dry and comfortable. NEORON fiber will generate negative static electricity and negative ions through friction by rubbing against our skin. NEORON is a retardant material that is able to contain the spread of flames and is recognized by Japan Fire Retardant Association. Not many individuals know that what we wear day to day can be harmful to our body because of the chemicals and dyes on commercial clothing. Our NEORON fiber received the OECO-TEX standard 100 textile labor. This is a very prestigious standard that a textile material carries. You can be very certain that every component of this material, for example, every thread, button, and other accessories have been tested for harmful substances. It is environmental friendly, does not contain any allergens, pesticides, do not emit heavy metals during perspiration, and do not irritate our skin. It's very suitable for people with skin issues. We have a wide range of products from beddings, innerwear, outerwear, and supporters to meet the needs of everyone. Our material can also be customized to the individual needs and lifestyle. Negative ion clothing is manufactured in Japan since 1973. It can be worn 24 hours a day in direct contact with your skin. There is no expiry on the usage of negative ions. And most of all, it is very safe, easy, and convenient, suitable for individuals from 0 to 120 years old. I'll now like to share with you some of the benefits of our negative ion products. For example, our blanket has the highest density of negative ions, akin to being at the forest. It can help improve chronic diseases and illnesses. It's mites-free, dust-free, suitable for people with eczema. Our scarf can help to boost your immune system, as we have a lot of lymph nodes around our neck area. It's very lightweight and suitable for daily office wear and keeps you warm and protected when you travel. Our socks can help to regulate body temperature, improve blood circulation, keeps your feet warm when you are sleeping. The body wrap improves blood circulation and helps with menstrual cramps, helps with indigestion. The waist support helps with spinal health, poor posture, protects our kidney and abdomen. And finally, our eye masks improve insomnia, dry eyes, black circles around your eyes, as well as long-time exposure to electronic devices. I'd like to share with you our customer reviews after using high density of negative ions. Ms. Guo suffered from severe rheumatoid arthritis, also known as pain in the joints, for more than 20 years. Her sister introduced her to high density of negative ions. After using for more than 3 months, she went for a hospital review. Her rheumatoid index would normally be 200 to 300, or sometimes up to 500. But when she went for a checkup, her index fell to 60. Next, we have Lisa's younger brother was diagnosed with lupus 20 years ago. Lupus is an autoimmune disease. He had pain all over his body, migraine, can't sleep, multiple swollen lumps on his hands. After using high density of negative ions, he could see results in 2 weeks. His joints were relieved of pain, sleep quality have improved, and lumps on his hands disappeared after 2 months. I met a Taiwan researcher in July 2019. He was bitten by a mite or an insect and was in coma at ICU in Taiwan for 2 days. When doctor gave up on his condition, family members bought high density of negative ion blankets for him to use in the ICU. He came out of coma in 2 days and recovered in the general ward for 9 days before he was being discharged. Kindly note that negative ion clothing cannot replace medical treatment. Using negative ion clothing and bedding is for improvement, elevation, reduction, and support of health ailments. We work together with doctors. Normally, patients after using negative ions can see great results in their clinical report, are then advised by the doctors to reduce medication or to stop their medication. Just to recap, high density of negative ions can help us to purify our blood, rejuvenate our cells, enhance our immune system, and balance our autonomic nervous system. If there is a method where no medication or injection is required, would you like to know how to wear negative ion clothing effectively? Once again, I'm Prisca Lim, founder of Healing Through Nature, and I can bring health to you by wearing the right clothing.
Thank you, Prisca, for your great sharing. Let's see what questions that we have from the audience. The first one is, what are the myths of negative ions?
Right. Nowadays, many companies launch various products one after another, claiming to be able to help to release negative ions through either the air purifier, a hair dryer, refrigerators, air conditions, as well as paints, just to name a few. Although these products have their own benefits, they can only produce limited negative ions, which are shared by everyone in the house. Research has shown that negative ions, we can only breathe in 15%, and 85% is in contact with our skin, which is our largest organ.
The second one is that, is it safe to use it for long term, and are there any side effects?
Yes, it is safe to use it, negative ions in long term. It is like being covered in a forest or waterfall area every day. There are no side effects as negative ions can help to purify our blood, rejuvenate our cells, balance our immune system as well as our nervous system.
The third one would be, who would benefit most wearing negative ion clothing?
It is suitable for all humans of all natures, including animals. Negative ion clothing is safe, easy, and convenient to protect our health. The negative ion fiber received the OEKO-TEX Textile Standard 100 label. It is environmental friendly, does not contain allergens or pesticides, or do not emit heavy metals during perspiration, as well as it does not irritate our skin.
Prisca, we have learned a lot from you today. Thank you very much. Thank you also for being here with us today and sharing your valuable experience in the Profit from Mistakes webinar series, powered by CASEA Dialogue. I'm sure that all our CASEA and CASEA friends can learn from your sharing today on having a new perspective, negative ions clothing business.
Thank you, Prisca Lim, for today's sharing. And thank you to all CASEA and CASEA friends for joining us here. See you in the next webinar of the Profit from Mistakes webinar series. Stay tuned and goodbye.